So what's the difference between a B-state approach to solving a problem and a traditional approach to solving a problem? Well, let me start by asking you some questions to see if we can't discover the essence behind a B-state approach. Think of a big problem you've struggled with in your past that you solved, but that you spent considerable time struggling to solve. It could be a personal problem, it could be an organizational one, either way. Now, once you've identified that, what did it feel like when you were in the struggle? Maybe you felt anxious, frustrated, maybe irritated, or even worried. But notice what you felt like before you came up with the solution, while you were still dealing with the problem. Now, how did you feel just before coming up with the solution? So in other words, you struggled, then there was like this, a moment maybe, where all of a sudden the solution came forward. Maybe it even showed up where you went to bed thinking of a problem and woke up with a solution. What I want you to notice is that time just before coming up with the solution, you were actually calm, you were actually peaceful, you were relaxed. For me, it showed up on the way to this video shoot. I couldn't find my keys. And I was frustrated. I looked all over, all the places that I normally put the keys, I couldn't find them. And then I went to get my coat, to put it in the suitcase. And while I was looking for the coat, I was relaxed. I knew where the coat was, I knew what I was doing, forgot about the keys for a moment, and that's when I found my keys. It's funny how life works that way. But here's the most important thing. The energy of a problem is different than the energy of a solution. Yet, how much money, time, effort do we spend over-analyzing problems, overthinking about what doesn't work, deliberating with people and conversations and meetings about what we're frustrated about that isn't working, without spending any time on how we'd like to see it. Because when you're thinking of the future, there is no problem. It's just what you want to create. And that's what we do with a B-state transformation. Instead of spending and investing our time in the problems of what's not working, we have groups come together and define what is it we want to see. For instance, we worked with a group that had been in major conflict for months, if not years. 3 different departments that came together for a one-day meeting, and the way they prepared was to discover, or determine rather, how they were going to attack each other in the meeting. Everyone came ready to bear war on each other. But I didn't ask what was going wrong. I didn't ask what the breakdowns were. I did absolutely no assessment of what wasn't working. I simply said, given the challenges that you have, what would be the ideal scene? What would be that picture of success for how you'd like to see things? And they all agreed with that. There was no disagreement. And then I asked, okay, once we're agreed on that picture of success, what are the team habits that are going to optimize decision making, optimize information sharing, optimize communication so that you can actualize that picture of success? And again, they all agreed to that. And then we measured it. How well do you do that today? On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being high, 1 being low, they all scored it a 1. They were all in agreement, but they all also agreed that that's the way they want to work. So that's what we did. We set up a whole plan for how they were going to adopt those team habits to achieve their picture of success. After the session, someone came to me and said, yeah, but you never talked about our problems. I go, I know. But if you look at all the team habits, where would your problems be if you operate according to the team habits that you all agreed to do? He said, they simply disappear. They don't exist any longer. I go, yeah. 6 months later, they went from being the worst performing manufacturing plant to the top performing manufacturing plant. Their morale increased, all their measurements increased, they became a different team, and it was 6 months later. So, call us. Let's discuss your situation and see if we can't develop a preliminary strategy that can help you overcome some historic challenges to create a new reality, a new B-state reality that boldly takes you to where you've wanted to go, but haven't been able to get there yet.